Hey everyone, welcome back from North Carolina. I'm sure you're really getting into your routines by now. Thank you for your leadership and engagement last week. There was a lot in the Roundup today because we are closing out summer training. So I just want to highlight a few key buckets, and then of course all the information is below. So the first bucket I'm going to talk about is calendar changes. There are a few calendar changes over the next 2 weeks. One, yesterday there was an event originally scheduled to talk about diversity recruitment events and specifically RDI. That has now been moved to Friday, August 30th. Our facilitators got sick, and so we moved that back. This is really important for any recruitment manager that will be conducting cultivation to attend, so that they understand how to tag prospects of color in TFACT for the admissions process. The second change is we added a 30-minute call next Wednesday, August 14th, which is just an L&D wrap-up where all new team members are invited. For those of you in step-backs, don't worry, it is fine for people to miss this call. We just wanted to provide a way to wrap up and do a recap of what people have learned and then give new team members the opportunity to share some of their reflections and what they think they might need in terms of skills development for the fall. And then the third big update I wanted to share is, as you've all seen, we are starting the D&I Spotlight series. This is our third year in a row doing that. We're excited about it. All of the content will be updated from last year, and just as last year, it'll be a great way to collect stories that people can share on campus and just understand more about the communities in which we seek to recruit from. It is extremely important that all new team members are present on those calls. For vets, we strongly encourage that everyone be there. However, you should really talk to your vets and make sure they understand how to spend their time. So for example, if you have someone that has very high Native recruitment goals or high Asian American goals, they should definitely prioritize being on those calls. And also share with your vets that our facilitators have worked extremely hard to update all of the material and update the prep work, so they won't be hearing just the same information over again. It will be, yes, a refresher, but also new information that they'll want to be equipped with. And those are every Wednesday starting next week. The second bucket I'll talk about is what it means to be campaign ready. So this week and next week, you should really be working with your new team members to make sure they are ready for campus or the professional world or to meet with their partners. And that's going to look definitely very different across the nation. We did include a few tips for that. First, we recommend hosting a reflection meeting where your new team member comes prepared with what they feel confident about and what they need support in. And Celeste has put together an amazing document. She's going to send it out to you tomorrow with some reflections of how she plans to use it. If I were you, I would use this document and schedule about 1-hour meetings with each person to talk about how they are feeling in terms of their campus readiness. From your end, you also need to make sure that you have covered down on the key summer training actions. They're at the bottom of this email. They've been at the bottom of every email. They're in the manager's guide. But these are the big deliverables for the summer. So you want to make sure that you have listened and observed at least 10 prospect meetings. You want to make sure that they have a marketing plan, that each person has a travel calendar, has a way to track CCC actions. And one of the other big buckets is that they have cloned and customized all of their reports and dashboards in TFACT. So use the training actions to guide that, as well as, like I said, you could use Celeste document, which is what I would use because I think it's tremendous. On the note of TFACT, all TFACT checkouts are almost complete. I included the tracker in this email so you can check that. But as you know, our new team members are moving over from TFACT stage to TFACT production. So in the training, they actually cloned the reports and dashboards they'll be using this year. However, that was in stage. So now all your new team members will need to re-clone those dashboards and those reports, customizing them down to their own portfolios. I've included a list of exactly all of those dashboards and reports in this email. I would bring this up on a PR and make sure, I would even look at it with your new team member to see that they have cloned and customized each of those reports. Or they could chatter it to you once they finish it is another way. The third bucket I'll talk about is admissions. First review training will be released next week. It is about 2.5-hour to 3-hour articulate training that was created by the admissions team. Your new team member can do that at any point next week, but it needs to be completed before the week's end because first review starts on Monday the 19th. New team members did receive training on the admissions model a few weeks ago, so they have a really good sense of how to prioritize prospects based on the admissions model. However, they haven't gone through full selection training. That is scheduled for November 8th. and the admissions team will be creating that training. So those are all of my big updates and reflections. You'll see there's a lot of other helpful resources in the email. One really helpful resource is how new team members were taught to take notes in prospect meetings and how they were taught to use hashtags to track next steps for ongoing cultivation. I included those PowerPoint slides below, and then just some other helpful updates. As always, send questions and feedback or your needs my way, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.